Shalom Akim, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Okakadash, abundance and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Mission of the Wells, Brahmanash DC camp. With another quick lesson, to keep Akim updated on what to look out for. Yeah, this last day is the signs of the times and, moves, and the articles and, research. Yeah, so, usually subscribe. Well, I already subscribed to this channel, the Colbert Report, Esau has to talk about, certain things, these Edomites, man. You got to consider some of them wise that have this information that put it out there and they getting censored heavily. So you just have to understand that it's all part of prophecy that the truth shall come out, and there's nothing the elites can do to hide prophecy, to prevent prophecy from taking place. That's why this is a spiritual journey. All right, it's not a journey for the faint-hearted. It's not a journey for the carnal-minded. All right, it's a journey for the elect. All right, whoever is not spiritual is going to fall by the wayside and get swept up in the cares of this world. All right, because this system of rulership, this dominion of the elites, Edomites, is not feasible, all right, for righteousness. That's why it's always evil against good, good against evil, righteousness against unrighteousness. All right, the battle has to get hot and hotter until evil is put out. All right, so I'm going to read a quick precept from the book of Sirach, chapter 20, verse 18. All right. So, the plans of the elite is being revealed. All right. And they're upset and angry about it. All right. Whether it's the so-called holocaust and the pandemic and, the so-called scam they pull in with all the government institutions and the so-called research. Yeah, so it's all being exposed, and they can't really keep up, all right, with the exposure. So they got to pull the plug on the internet, all right? So the book of Sirach, chapter 20, verse 18 says, to sleep upon a pavement is better than to sleep with the tongue. So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. And that's excellent right there. That's proper wisdom from the Lord, all right? Because the fall of the wicked is coming quickly, man. And the one sign that he sees the chariots of the Lord in the heavens, all right? And they also see the prophets of the Lord bringing out this knowledge, this new knowledge, day after day after day. And now people are waking up, and the whole world is catching up to the plans of the elite. That's why they're going to have a difficult time implementing their plans, all right? So I read the book of Sirach, chapter 20, verse 18 again. To sleep upon a pavement is better than to sleep with the tongue. Yeah, so ordinary physical injury, it's not that major, scrapes and bruises and all that bumps that can be healed. But the slip with the tongue, major slip, oh my God. The Lord has already said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. All right? And the righteousness of the Lord is gonna reveal the evil that's been hidden in all dark places. Right? So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. Yeah, so the Lord is letting this elite, to sleep, and the Lord already said he set them up in slippery places. All right. So let me get that precept real quick. Yeah, Psalms chapter 73, verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in sleepy places. Thou castest them down in destruction. That's Psalms chapter 73, verse 18. All right. And then I play the video real quick. I'm just going to fast forward. Let's see how
Archive.org, one of, I think, the long-time kind of pillars of the internet, have announced they're going to go back into their archives and basically fact-check history. And if that doesn't bring up 1984 and talk about physical media, all those sorts of things. It is all just right there. James, and this morning on my morning show, people can go check this out right now. Go to the CDC and go look up their article about the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. And guess what's at the top of it? This article is currently under review by the CDC to verify it's blah, blah, blah. So something we've known for decades and decades about the misdeeds of the powers that shouldn't be, suddenly, oh gosh, has to be, checked out again. James, as I've been noting many, many times, jet fuel melts steel and chicken wire keeps out mosquitoes. Everything you know about science is all just thrown out the window this year. So why wouldn't we, of course, go back into the memory hole and change things? So, James, I will go into my prediction for 2021 if everything, as we've pretty much said and we've covered all this year, is seen through the lens of this new kind of biomedical security state. And if this is essentially the reboot, the sequel, whatever dumb pop culture word you want to use for the War of Terror franchise, and if my story of 2020 was the masquerade angle, I think, to the War of Bioterror, then my trend prediction for 2021, of course, is going to be affected by the scamdemic too. Affected, unlike all those Bezos boxes and your mail and all those fiery, peaceful protests. The Rona does not affect those things somehow. It only affects and infects small businesses and anything that isn't already well wedded to essentially the Skynet Borg. Since Dr. Gates would love for us to stay inside for what his new interview is talking about, years. I think Fauci and Gates have essentially said, it might be 5 or 7 years that we'll continue to do this. Unbelievable. Madness on every level. So basically, since they're going to try and keep us locked inside forever, you're going to need some stuff. Some stuff that will, I believe, increasingly be delivered by the Borg delivery service. The Internet of Things is about getting your home all connected up so that CIA companies can, listen to your family.
And that's the truth. That's our prophecy. All right. And that's what we looking forward to in these last days, all right? Especially 2021. All right, these are speeding up. So the book of Job chapter... Actually, you know what? Let me go straight to Psalms. Book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. All right, Psalms, book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right, so the plans of this elite, it's already been unraveled. And the men of the Lord see it, even this regular Edomite see it, right? So it's a blessing to have this knowledge, all right, to have that the Lord Yabashim Shai is giving us this wisdom to understand the times we're living in, all right? So you're going to see more and more and more and more. Yeah, so I recommend you just watch this episode of the Colbert Report. They put out good information, factual information, and they're always on point. All right, they're always on point. So the book of Job, chapter 18, tells you that the end of this elite is coming. All right, Job chapter 18. Verse 5. All right, it says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out. And how is it being put out? By the testimony of Yahushai. All right, by the testimony of Hamashiach Yahushai. Okay, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. All right, so remember, the light of this elite is darkness, is evil. And, you can't have light and darkness in the same place at the same time. All right. The Lord has to tear it apart. He has to tear down this evil. The Lord is about to make the world pure and righteous again. All right. So the rulership of the wicked, the knowledge and understanding is about to be thrown down the gutter. All right, down the drain. All right. All right. Job chapter 18, verse 5, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. So the enthusiasm that they always had, the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to withdraw it from them. Verse 6, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Yeah, so he's gonna perish like his own dung. All right, so it's a beautiful thing. The Lord has care for his elect, and it's about to shake down this place. So it's like a final precept be from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 32. You just have to agree with the Lord 100%, man. Because the prophets of the Lord have 100% truth, and that's the reason why this truth cuts and hurts. All right, cuts. It cuts through the souls of the elect. It exposes our faults to us and it helps us get on the right path. But to the folks in the world, it's to their own demise. All right. So the book of Ezekiel, chapter 32, verse 7, tells you that, and when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven. All right. I will cover the heaven and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. So Babylon, this is just the end of Babylon. When the Lord tear this place down, it's going to be total mess, darkness, the smoke of her burning is going to appear for a long period of time. All right, the Lord is already tearing down the agenda of this world, the agenda of Esau, his so-called false signs. The Lord is tearing it apart, all right? Verse 8, all the bright lights of heaven will I make dark over thee, and set darkness upon thy land, said the Lord Yahweh by Hashem, Shai by Hashem Kwakadash. So that's the time we're looking forward to in Babylon, man, the destruction of Esau's rulership. So, you just got to thank the Lord, and always say, Kal Hayamlallah, Yahweh by Hashem, Shai by Hashem Kwakadash, for letting us see the last days are coming upon this place, because righteousness is long overdue upon the face of the earth. So with that, I just say shalom. Just keep your eyes open, and you can always go ahead and watch this episode on the Kobe Report. Shalom.